Summer tech is popular in Japan this year, probably because it's nearly 40 degrees Celsius right now, and I don't mean air conditioners. You know, I'll show you. Today we're gonna go out, buy as much of Japan's personal summer tech as we can get our hands on, unbox it, and try it all out. That guy was nice. Right out of the gate, he says that he uses it every single year and that it helps a little. Nice guy, thank you for chatting. Sweat is already getting in my eyes. And at the crossing there was an Uber Eats driver who had like a sunshade on his phone. We're looking mostly for cool down summer tech today. And so let's find a shop and head right in. Okay, so this shop is called Akihabara, and aside from all the noisy background music, it seems to have a lot of what we need right out of the gate. It's got air-conditioned vests, it's got this handy cooler thing, and it's got a mobile net cooler, which is $96. That's $100 net cooler. Also, what is the difference between... Both have comparable features, the same number of fans, they use the same amount of power. I really think it just comes down to design. See if they have any other items. This shop is actually known for its cheap electronics. And when I say cheap, I mean that in every conceivable sense of the word. You can actually get a lot of this stuff on AliExpress. There are several of these shops all throughout Akihabara, but most of them sell the same stuff. So before we hit a big box store, we're gonna grab ourselves one of these handy coolers and the gray vest, just because it kind of looks better than the blue. Now, do not worry, the old ways have not disappeared. The traditional Japanese sensu and uchiwa are still fairly commonly used, but the handheld portable powered fans are becoming more and more popular. I used to have a teacher back in elementary school that would get really upset at us for using the handheld, like you know, fold the fan out of a piece of paper. She'd be like, that's just heating up your body because you're moving your body. But our next shop is actually right over here. We're gonna be stopping at Big Camera. Since Akihabara is Japan's tech and gadget central, we should be able to find everything we need in the area today, but the first step is just figuring out what floor it's gonna be on. Okay, so they've got a whole section here. Look, they have this thing from Akihabara at a comparable price, but there are cheaper neck coolers, and these ones actually seem pretty interesting. Minus 50, minus 17 degrees, but minus 11. Okay, so they have these neck coolers that have these cooling plates that apparently will cool down your neck within 2 seconds. Also, they have the tiny fan. I saw a guy with a tiny fan earlier, and I was wondering how effective could that be. And they have samples. It's already on, and then I feel nothing. But I am kind of interested in these pocket fans. I also saw a guy walking around with one of these earlier. You kind of hook them onto your belt and they blow air up your shirt. Probably gonna grab one of those later as well. I want to grab one of these coolers. I think negative 17 is gonna be a bit much for me, so we'll start simple around negative 11. I also want to grab one of these ice rings today, but these ones are like 3,600 yen. With these ones still being about 2,000. I feel like we could probably get them cheaper at Don Quixote, so let's start with this. A quick stop at Don Quixote. This store is pure chaos. I never know where to find things here, so we might just need to ask the staff. Right now it seems they've only got the handheld fans and this one unmarked, unpriced. Okay, you know what? We'll head to Yodobashi. Okay, actually, I was looking at him, but then I just saw this display and it's actually quite hilarious. You have all the fans and the cool magic ice rings and the cool and then the Logic Cool mouse. Did they just put anything here that had the word cool in it? I love it. Looks like Yodobashi's selection is pretty similar. They've got the neck fans, the handheld fans, and they've got these, but they're only about $40. I wonder which one is better, the neck fan or this. That is a noisy neck fan. Does it has settings? Feels like it's almost blowing the air in the opposite direction. It's doing nothing. It does nothing at all. So I'm gonna grab myself, just playing around with a sample of this little fan here, and it's actually far more powerful than I thought. This might not be a bad idea. And I think I'm going to grab myself one of these neck coolers as well. So let's get going. I grabbed 2 extra items as well. We're gonna open it all up, head out into the city to try it. This one needs to go in the freezer. I personally am the most excited about the vest. You see these everywhere in Japan, especially with construction workers. And when you see somebody with a full vest or jacket in near 40-degree weather, you think, are you crazy? And then you see the fans and it makes you curious. How effective is it? So we're gonna get these open right after we give some love to our sponsor, Tokyo Treat and Sakura-ko, who made this video possible. Now, if you don't know them, they are both Japanese themed monthly subscription snack boxes that will allow you to experience Japan from the comfort of your own home or wherever you are, with the big difference being that Tokyo Treat focuses on mostly pop and limited edition snacks from Japan, like the ever-loved Kit Kats. These look fun as well, and this always has a drink, and this one is mystery flavored Fanta. What do we got? I have no idea what that is, but that is delicious, and apparently 0 sugar. While Sakura-ko here partners with local Japanese snack makers to provide traditional and authentic snacks and teas from Japan, and always comes with a piece of tableware, but this month we have a little uchiwa, which, albeit low tech, is perfect for today's video. I love these little uchiwa festival cookies. They just scream Japanese summer with the fireworks. And what is choco mochi? Oh, I thought it was wrapped again, but this is one of those edible. You can just eat the wrapper. And it's amazing. Each box also comes with a descriptive booklet and its own theme for the month. The theme for Tokyo Treat this month is Fireworks Flavor Fest. And for Sakura-ko, it's Festivals of Okinawa. Both very summery themes. Now, if you are interested in giving them a shot, you can use my link in the description box below, along with the code LENS, to give yourself $5 off your first box. Thank you so much to Tokyo Treat and Sakura-ko. And that wraps up our sponsor segment. I'm gonna start with the handy cooler here, which is insanely taped for some reason. A USB-C charging cable. Turn that on. Okay, that's the fan. That's the icing. Okay, so it has 3 levels of fan. You can't really feel. But the icing, ooh, this icing thing gets, that actually gets nice and cold and instantly covered in sweat. Considering the level of sweat on this thing, I hope it's waterproof. Next, we'll just open up the mini double fan. I'm assuming this one also has 3 speeds: on, slightly more on, and incredibly aggressive. Now, the bladeless neck fan here is one that I have my questions about. These are actually known to cause dry eyes. It's been on the news and everything, and is dead. We're gonna charge that. Only having to charge 1 item so far is not bad. We'll try out this cooling neck plate next. This is, I thought it was black. It is blue. Doesn't have its own battery though, so I think you've got to plug this into a power bank. Okay, let's give this a shot. You plug that in and then it expands, okay. And then, is that okay? Okay, we'll give that one a shot a little later. It works. I did end up getting one of the small clip waist fan things. Well, that is not small at all. And it's also USB-C. Does it have its own battery, or do you? Also 3. Ooh, that's nice and cool. Also 3 settings. This would just get clipped like this. And well, that's an effect. Okay, we'll deal with that later. I also grabbed sunscreen just because I ran out of sunscreen while shooting this. And on to the big ticket item, the thing that I'm the most excited about, the vest. And it comes in pieces. I guess the vest is in this little bag, and then I install the fans. I am slightly worried about the Japanese sizes. This also needs a power bank. So. And then each fan has its own button. I guess we just push those. Okay. And then a little pocket here for the power bank. Just like that. I want to try this out though. My biggest concern with the vest is actually how it's gonna fit. So far so good. Arms are a little tight. It feels so crowded inside. I can feel the air coming out my neck. Actually, you know what? I just looked down and realized how puffy I was, and it made me smile. I also want to try this thing. I guess they work together. Could I put this in this pot? But also, if I'm being completely fair, the breezy roof of my studio is not really a fair comparison. I literally laid the AstroTurf to reduce sun exposure and cool it down. I think we need to get into the city streets with the sun beating down on the pavement. Let's grab our items and do that. This thing just refuses to charge. Wonderful. Which means I need to try to return this to Yodobashi, which will be fun because Japan doesn't always make returns easy. Now I'm gonna try to give each one of these items an effectiveness score from 1 to 10. There's also a lot of stuff that we didn't pick up. I saw a girl with a sun umbrella parasol that had a fan attached right to it. Don't need it. Didn't even look for it. Like that, a lot of the items are gonna be composites of things that we've already picked up. I think that we've got a pretty good cross section, but I've been out in the sun in this vest now for a good 10 minutes, and right out of the gate I can tell you the vest is not what I was expecting. I'm gonna have to take this off. Inside the vest is actually very hot. I haven't cooled down at all. I'm sweating, it's almost terrible. It's the neck. This entire area is just air coming up around my head. That is slightly pleasant, but I now understand what the guy meant when he said skoshi. It works a little bit. It's, you know what? We'll take off the vest and we'll give just this a try. Actually, taking off the vest itself, that's a bit of a cool down. Now I can feel the sun beating down it. Maybe it was doing more than I thought. Put that in my pocket. I will turn this on. On surface value, I will give the vest is that on? I can't tell if it's on. Okay, it's on now. The vest itself, I will give at best, I can't give it more than a 5 out of 10 because the rest of me was still, mind you, I'm struggling because with the sun beating down on me now, I can really feel the heat and I feel like I'm even sweating more. So the vest we'll give the vest a 6. This neck icer, I have it on the most powerful setting and it's honestly not doing a lot. I believe this also has a fan setting. Is that, I can hear the fan, I can feel it vibrating against my neck, but I feel nothing. And the coolness has now gone away. What is this meant to do? You know what? After a solid 2-3 minutes of using this, not only is this not actually that cold in the hot summer heat, but the charging point at the back here has actually heated up. This is warm now. So I've got this mix of warm and cold going on. This gets a solid 1 out of 10 for me. This is not working. And you know what that reminds me? I've got to quickly swing by Yodobashi to see if I can return that other non-working item. But now I got nothing going on, so I'm gonna try this belt fan. I think this part, I just slit my shirt right in there. Oh, I sweat in my eyes. So far, so good. It stretches the shirt in a really weird way, so that might take a bit of getting used to, but almost more effective than the... Actually, yeah, this one might be considerably better than the vest. We're at about 2 minutes now, and I'm already willing to give it maybe a 7 out of 10. Actually, it might be even more effective if I took it off the side and clipped it directly onto the back. Where's the clip? And did it like this. That is much better. That's a solid 7 out of 10 right there. And you can hear the ambulance in the background. There's been a 230% increase in heat stroke this year. So it feels like I've picked a very appropriate time to do this video, and we have reached Yodobashi. I don't expect things to go completely terribly here, but I've yet to have a really positive and smooth return experience in Japan, so here we go. They're actually checking to see if it works or not, so Japan, doing everything the right way. But on the plus side, they at least gave me a seat to sit down in, so. And this back fan is still working. Okay, so that went way more smoothly than I thought. What did you think about them checking the items though? I've never seen that before. That was new. And it's actually still nice and cool, okay? The purple ring is not bad. No, that got really warm really quick. Not a fan of the warm plastic around my neck. Don't know why so many people like that. That's better. So that neck thing gets maybe a 1 or a 2 for me. Also, I love this guy's ears. But this, the fan, what can I say? It's a fan. Like if you've never used a fan before, then nothing I'm gonna say to you in this video is really gonna be of any help. This particular one is not bad. The power setting is really good on it. We'll give it a 5. But there is still one last item. This one right here, which I believe also has a fan in it, but I couldn't really feel the fan in the... Is it on? It sounds like it's on. I could barely feel it in the studio. I don't feel anything now. This part here gets really cool, and it's really pinpoint and specific. Like it's like, okay, yes, this section of my face is slightly cool for a very temporary moment while it's pressed up against me, and I don't know. No. Sorry, it's only getting a 3. None of this summer tech is really winning me over. Honestly, out of everything that we've tried today, this little fan that I put in the small event, this has been the most effective. This has been my favorite. In fact, I'm gonna put this back on right now. A while back, I tried one of Uniqlo's dry tech shirts that pull the moisture away and keep your skin dry and cool, and no, those get an effectiveness score of 0 for me. They did not work, but what did you think? Were there any items that you would want to give a shot yourself with the cicadas in the background? Are there any that you think that I missed? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining today, and you know I will see you again real soon. Honestly though, best Japan summer pro tip I can give you is just carry a towel. All this summer tech aside, I would not be able to survive without this. Bring a towel. This one here is actually by Makita, but it comes at quite a price tag, especially if you want the battery set with it. That is... Ironically, the most challenging part about filming this on a 40-degree day was the GoPro. The thing kept overheating, freezing, failing. I have no idea how much of the footage actually turned out. If we managed to get a video at all, I will be shocked. It is a dumpster fire of a product. GoPro, I don't need 5.3K in my camera. What I need is reliability. Fix your stuff. Fix it. It was way too hot to record this today. By the way, this is also almost finished, and I can't wait to share it with you.